Yes, we're back with another Hope podcast. Myself, Daps, and
Bradley Johnson.
excellent. Bradley, you're getting better and better every week. So long may it continue. No, I'm joking. Hope podcast, helping other people everywhere. Guys, thank you so much for continuing to watch and support. We're just going to keep them coming and hope that you like it. How's it been for you so far, bro?
Yeah, it's been good. We've got some good feedback from the first one. So looking forward to this one. This one should be an interesting one as well.
Yeah, so we have Clinton Morrison, former professional footballer, now pundit for, I feel like he does punditry for everybody. I don't even know who, obviously Sky, but used to be at Crystal Palace, Birmingham, Republic of Ireland. So we're just going to get him in here and just have a chat. So let me bring him in. This one, he's a bit of a character, so I'm just going to have to see what he comes up with this time. Yes, Clint.
Yo, what's happening?
Is this the media voice all of a sudden?
No, I'm ready. I'm ready to roll. No, I didn't know. We're recording. So, this is Clinton Morrison. No media voice. This is Clinton.
Yeah. So thank you so much for doing this.
No worries, mate. No worries.
It's always good to hear you, whether you're on a podcast, whether you're doing your punditry work, and just thanks again, man.
No worries, no time, no problem at all, mate.
So how you been during this whole like lockdown season or lockdown time?
To be fair, it's been a bit crazy. To be fair, I've been at home with the family, but what I have done, which is quite good, is I lost a stone, big man. I was getting too big. So you know when you retire, you sit at home and the belly gets big and you're on the TV and people say, yo, your face is getting all big. So I said, nah. So I just kept doing HIIT classes, then did some workouts on Zooms and stuff. And I just managed to lose a stone. So you feel good in yourself though, man. And because it's mentally, isn't it? That's why I say with a lot of footballers, during that time of lockdown, that prepares you for how it's going to be when you retire from football. It's difficult. It's massively difficult. But now I've been all right, man. I've managed to keep myself busy. And then I've got kids around me and my missus and stuff. So it's been quite good.
Yeah. How long have you been retired now?
No, I've been retired since, when I retired about 35, 36. So, 5 years now. So I've been retired, 5 years. And I didn't do nothing, mate. What you do is you stay in the house every day, you watch all the soaps, then you go to work and do talk on the TV, and then you're just eating pure junk when you're on the road. So, but it's good that I've managed to do this, and now I'm determined to keep at it. You know what I mean? I don't want to be putting on no more weight.
Yeah.
A lot of players say that they work harder when they retire than they did when they were playing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely, mate. I'd have to agree with that. I didn't. After the first 2 years when I retired, or 3-4 years, I just said,
enjoyed yourself.
I just enjoyed myself. The stuff that you couldn't eat, I was just eating every day. But then you start looking at yourself, and you know what made me wake up? My kids said, "Oh, Dad, you're getting a big belly." So when you get told by your kids, I said, "Nah, I need to lose it in this lockdown." So sometimes been getting up at 9 o'clock, going for 5K runs and stuff. You just gotta motivate yourself. So the lockdown's been quite good for me. Not for everybody, but it's been good for me.
Yeah, no, that's excellent, man. But do you find it hard to work out though? Because you're out of the routine of every day. Like now you're just having to do it.
Definitely. Listen, I'll sit here and tell you now, I miss football, bro. When I'm there working and going to football matches and stuff, my body physically can't do what these players are doing now. Brad's like, he's still flying at Blackburn and doing ever so well in midfield. And that's probably one of the hardest roles to go and play in midfield because you got to be up and down. I look at it there and I'm commentating on the game and thinking, I can do that. But then when you get out there, your body can't do it. Your mind thinks it can do it, but your body can't. But yeah, to motivate myself during this lockdown, once after the first week, like it was massive. I could carry on because you saw improvements. But the first couple of days, I was thinking, I can't be bothered with this. I'm an old man now. I don't need to impress no one. What am I getting trimmed for? But now I feel good. I can back the top off a little bit. I can see a little 2-pack coming. I'm happy.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. But where did it start for you? Because obviously we have people who might not even watch football, but they just know that because I've told them that you played for Crystal Palace, Republic of Ireland. You grew up in South London, right? So how did you get into football?
It's just, it's like anyone really. You're on the estate, you're playing, you go into your little estate in where I grew up, Wandsworth and around Battersea areas, and then you just go and play with the bigger boys and you just showcase your ability. So I just started from there, just out every day. My mum said that from when I was a youngster, I always had a ball in my hand, and she just knew I just wanted to play football. Even when I went to school, I wasn't concentrating on school. I'm not telling any kids who are listening to this, they must concentrate on school because it was a big thing. I had to go every day. My mum had she was strong on that. You have to go to school. If you're not going to school, then you're not playing football. It's as simple as that. You still need if you don't make it as a professional, you need to think about your education. So I was always big on that, but I was always concentrated school, lunchtime, morning break, just wanted to play football. But yeah, from a youngster in Wandsworth, just playing in the pen, which most players have probably grown up with, like that, just playing outside on the estate in a pen. And it was the best thing to do, really. And then just from then, I just managed to get a breakthrough. I went to Tottenham as a schoolboy. But if you want, I can go into all of this detail of me because I went to Tottenham as a schoolboy. And then I was there for 2 years. I'm playing with the likes of Ledley King and Luke Young. They were the two that went and made my foot off the gas here. I'm going to get a YTS, a youth team. Back then it's a youth team. It's a bit different now in the academy, but we get a 2-year scholar. And I thought, yeah, I'm going to get this easy at Tottenham. It came to the end of that, and they signed another centre forward to come in, and I got released. And no word of a lie, I was ready to give up football. I said, nah, forget this. I'm going to go and roll with my friends in it. The football thing, my head's gone. I can't see any way forward in my life of what I'm going to do. But this is where I feel like it's so important to have strong people behind you. And everyone who knows me and knows about how I've grown up knows my mum, because she was a single parent. She played a massive part in my role and knows so much about football. And she's rang up Crystal Palace, got me a trial, managed to go there. And I didn't want to go. She actually dragged me out of the house to get there because my head had gone from being released. And then I managed to score a hat-trick, and the rest is history. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes things happen in football for a reason. I got released by Tottenham, but then a year later, when I was in a year of my YTS at Palace, Tottenham wanted me back because the player they signed wasn't good enough and they wanted to get rid of him. So it's all about opinions, football. And that's what I would say to any youngster. Don't give up, because and always believe in your dream. I believed it. I didn't believe in it. But as I'm saying, I've got good people beside me, my mum in particular, who was brilliant pushing me on.
Yeah.
That's good, because I had the same when I got released from Arsenal. The same. I was young. I always thought that I'm going to be a footballer. I always thought I was going to play for Arsenal at that time. And at 15, getting told that you're not good enough or they're not giving you a contract, it's like your world ends. And in, like you said there, all through my school life, all I was thinking about was football. So then it hit me, what am I going to do now? But it's interesting you say that about your mum, because I had the same. My dad was the same as you say, your mum. He was the one who gave me that belief and really pushed me into getting back into football, because it took me about 2 years. And I've said this before in our last podcast about my story. It took me 2 years to find that love back for football again, because that rejection then was hard to take at such a young age. So yeah, we're doing this podcast to really tell kids, like, hear my story, hear your story, just always believe in yourself.
Yeah, I think it's a great story. And obviously, I think you support Arsenal as well, brother. I supported Tottenham, so it hit me even hard when the team that you support and you're ball boy in at White Hart Lane, and they're just getting rejected by them. But you got to have strong people behind you, and you got to believe. I did not believe, but as you said, your dad believed in you. My mum believed in me massively and said, I'm not wasting, this is her exact words were, I am not wasting picking you up from school, getting free buses, free trains to go to White Hart Lane and spending all my money when I'm struggling to provide for you to give up now. So you know what? That's why everyone knows anyway. You know, Brad, I've got such a close bond in it. And it was just my mum. It wasn't my dad. He didn't play no part in my life, even though when I did make it as a professional, he was one of those dads who'd say, that's my boy on the TV, but he never ever come and was responsible and wanted to watch a game, which I thought was strange, because all of his friends I'd see and they'd be saying, your dad's proud of you. And I say, well, if he's proud of me, tell him to pick up the phone and come and watch me play. There's always tickets there available. That's why I've got utmost respect. I speak to my dad now. We've kind of sorted out our differences, but I just feel like the only regret I have is he should have played a bigger part, because I needed a father figure when I was younger. But then looking back at it, I didn't need a father figure because my mum done both roles and done an excellent job. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of people, you need good people around you, good friends, and in particular, good family members around that can push you and give you the drive to be successful.
Going on to friends, did you have any, was it hard going back into football from there? Do you have any distractions? How did your friends react to you getting released? And then obviously you got to go and play football. Did you have any, were they trying to draw you back into being on the estate or?
No, to be fair, that was the good thing about my friends. They did not try to draw me onto it. They always said, they saw my talent, and they said, you ain't coming to do anything else or come on the stage or hanging around the streets. You're going to go and be successful and be a footballer. So go and push yourself. So, and they had that connection with my mum where they would speak to him and say, Miss Morrison, he's not coming out with us, or Angela, as her name was. He's going to stay indoors and let him practice his football. And to be fair, I had a good, my mum wouldn't have let me have gone. I could have easily have gone down that road, but my mum was super, super strong. Like, the arguments I would have with her, let me out, nah. She said the first time you're going out was not till I was 17 years of age. I remember her letting me go to a nightclub at 17, you know. She wouldn't let me out. She's like, you're not getting out of this house, regardless of what you want to do. You think you're going to go and hang out on the streets and stuff like that? No chance. So she just said, I'm not having it. You're going to go and be a professional. And then I had friends. I had good friends around me, like in particular, people like you, Ben Gray, Brad, you probably know him. People like that. And another guy called Martin that grew up on my estate with me. And they were like, and Junior as well, Harvey. Harvey had these people, and they were like, nah, just be focused. Be focused on what you want to do and be a professional footballer. So I think it's so important to have good people around you, friends as well in particular, that can push you on. Because you're probably the same, Brad, where you've grown up in a state and you could have easily have been misled, but you're glad you had positive friends around you that pushed you onto the football.
It's so not weird or funny, but hearing you talk about like your dad not being there, because for a lot of people, especially from like our backgrounds, the mum is playing both roles, like mother and father. Yeah. And even for me, I think I said in the last podcast actually, that I didn't realize growing up that not having my dad around affected me up until I got to, mid-20s, where like he used to be like, oh, that's my son playing. And then he's got this pride thing, and everyone's just like, nah, your dad did well. And I'm just like, did he? So until I kind of was able to confront him and go through certain things, I didn't know. At what point did you know that I've probably got issues, or if you even had any issues? Like,
nah. When I was younger, a lot of people will tell you I was bad, mate. I don't mind telling you this. Is probably coming out and opening up to you, which I've not done before, which I don't mind. I was a bad youth when I was younger, like at school and that. I had proper anger problems and stuff like that. So, and maybe it was times there where I probably needed that father figure. And not to say that, because my mum was superb. She, as I say, she done both of the roles unbelievable, and she was more probably disciplined than how my dad is. But sometimes you just want that bond with your dad. Do you know what I mean? Where you can go and speak to him and say, Dad, this is the situation. I didn't have that. It was only till I had kids on my own that I realized. Then I realized and thought, I am going to be the best father figure I can be for my two boys that are growing up. And that even if I wasn't with my two boys' his mum, my missus, I'd still be a role model. I'm not going to, because what happened is my dad finished with my mum. It doesn't mean I didn't see him for years. Not even a birthday card or a birthday present will come through the door. That shouldn't happen. Listen, I don't mind, and I've said this many times, I'm opening up here. I've not really told people these stories before, but I don't mind doing it because it's the world that we live in and people need to know about things. But that shouldn't be the case. My dad should be playing a part. Whether you finished with my mum or not, I'm still your son. And my sister as well. You should be playing a part in our lives. I don't care if you can't afford to buy me a present or anything, but you can just find 99p birthday card. Just send it or ring me and say, happy birthday, son. Have a good day. I can't come and see you. I haven't got a lot to offer. I appreciate that. I ain't a person who's come from a lot. I've done well to get to where I am today. You know what I mean? But it's not until now, till I had my kids, that I realized I'm going to be a good, perfect father figure. Now I speak to my dad. We'll run joke and stuff like that, and he is who he is. But I don't hold no regrets, to be fair. It is what it is. I'm a bit disappointed that he didn't play a bigger part in my life, but after 100% salute my mum, because she played the best role we could. Me and my sister brought us up brilliantly, respect people and stuff like that. But I think younger, when I was bad behaved, sometimes you need that father figure to go and have a speak to, who can just discipline you a bit different to your mum guy.
Yeah, no, that's powerful, man. I felt the same. Same because my dad wasn't around for years, and he left my mum with four kids.
That's what I mean, even more kids. So she's done a brilliant job. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And it's how did you kind of come to the realization that, obviously you mentioned when you had kids, but was it a conversation that ever happened, or was it just like, you know what, I'm going to take it up on myself because he maybe didn't reach out? Was that a thing where you had to do most of the mending or most of like the healing?
Oh, with my dad, with my dad, it was just, I just went, my sister's still quite close to him, so she goes and she speaks to him regular, so she said come down and speak to him. So I went and spoke to him, and then we were just speaking, and then he's never going to change. His ways are his ways. He's like that. And I say, well, that's fair enough, to be fair to him. He ain't going to change. And I just had to speak to him and just thought to myself, I want a relationship with my dad. If I don't get a relationship with my dad, anything could happen. I don't want regrets to say, oh, he's passed away and I didn't get to speak to him before that. Because no word of a lie, I promise you now, I hadn't spoke to my dad in about 10 years before we spoke. And it could even have been longer than that. But I'm just trying to go, probably about 10 years I had not spoke to him. And so I just reached out, went and saw him, stuff like that. Helped him out as much as I can. I do help him out. I don't care. I don't mind saying that financially. I'll help him out as much as I can. But then I can tell you now, we do speak. I haven't spoken to him now for at least a couple of years. That's what I'm trying to say. I was the last person to ring him. So I'm saying to him, like, where are you like that? But that's how he is. He just comes in and out of my life. So I've just kind of accepted it now. And I just thought to myself, I'm never going to do that with my kids. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. How much of a motivation are kids in regards to your life?
My kids changed my life, without a shadow of a doubt. They changed my life. I couldn't still be going out partying now and doing a madness. My kids, it's a different, Brad will tell you the same. When you have kids, I think it totally changes your life. You look at, everything you do is for your kids. When you're working hard, I bet when Brad goes to football every day, where he scores a goal, he walks across that white line, it's for his wife and it's for his kids. That's what, but your kids are the most important thing in your world. They're everything to me. So everything I try to do, I try to be the role model that my dad wasn't for me, for them two kids.
That's when you talk about like helping people out, do you feel, because of where you've come from, at the time when you're playing football, do you feel like pressure to help out people who are coming from, like you can relate to the circumstances? Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh, and listen, any youngster coming through now who come from my situation, I help as much as I want. Listen, my phone's always here. People can call me and talk to me about how difficult it is. I try and give any youngster advice who's coming through of what the rights or the wrongs are. And you know what? I've always said that. I've always said if one person out of 100 or 200 people I speak to takes that advice and goes on and be a superstar, I'm happy with myself. Not everyone's going to want to listen to what I've got to say, because everyone's different. Everyone's got their own beliefs and what they believe in. But I believe in what I've done in my life and my career. So I will try to help others as much as I can. That's why I'm on this podcast now. And whoever is going to listen to it, to try and inspire people that as much as you come from difficult backgrounds, if you work hard, you can achieve anything. Hard work beats anything. Hard work beats talent, anything. It's hard work. And I say you can work as hard as you want and you will be successful.
That's it, done.
Is that it, yeah?
That's it, done. No,
done. No,
Yeah.
Listen, a lot of people will tell you this, and I don't mind saying it. They'll say, yo, Clinton's like, proper tight, you know, he won't help a brother out. I won't, it's nothing to do with being tight. I will help someone out who's in a bad situation without a shadow of doubt. But I've worked hard for my money. I've got to be able to enjoy it. And when you don't have a lot of money when you're younger, you appreciate it even more when you have a bit of money. And you got to help your family. So I help my mum, I help my sister, I help other members of my family for sure. And I help my missus and I help my kids. So I do help people and I help my close friends if they are in trouble and stuff like that. But advice-wise and stuff like that, I'm always here to help. I'll help any individual with advice-wise to tell them to go on the straight and narrow. But it's if people want to listen to me nowadays, that is the most difficult thing. But all I can do is try to put my words of wisdom and try and help people. But it is difficult and it is hard. But I hope people can listen and see that it's a long road. But once you get to the end of that road, it is very successful.
No, 100%. Did your relationships change when you made it as a footballer? In regards to, did you lose friends? Did you gain more friends? How did it affect it?
Brad must know this, and that's you probably know knowing a lot. You gain more friends. I tell you when you lose friends, and they want tickets because man's in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Man's in the Premier League. What we're gonna do? let me ring Clinton. There's a big game coming up. Rare, this and that. I'll get tickets. It's Liverpool. It's Arsenal. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's crazy. But that you gain friends. But I tell you when the big thing is, and it's massively important, is when football's finished. Your phone doesn't ring as much because you're not as important anymore as you was before when you were playing. And that's when you get to know who the true friends are and who the associates are. And that's when, and I've learned a lot. And now I can count on one hand who the true friends are and who the other people who I just say hello and bye to. Do you know what I mean?
How did that affect you, like coming out of football? Like all of a sudden you haven't got that routine. And I remember Brad was talking about how important that routine was to him. All of a sudden, you know, you haven't got, your phone's not ringing anymore. Like, how did that affect you coming out?
No, it affects me. Listen, you know, people will know me as I'm a bubbly character. Brad will tell you, everyone will tell you, I'm like larger than life. I'll just that's just the way I am as a person. But let me tell you something. When football finished, I feel like I went into a little bit of depression because I wouldn't come out the house for 2 months. I wouldn't come out the house. I didn't know what to do with myself. Like the day-to-day, Brad will tell you, going into the chain. I was that banter guy. I'll come in the morning, even when everyone's tired and saying, no, Clint, allow it today. But no, I'm not allowing it because I'm just lively. So I'm annoying everyone, being the center of attention. But when that stops and then your phone's not ringing, what do you do? What can you do? The kids have gone to school, your missus is at work. What do? You can't, you're just speaking to the four walls. So it was a struggle for me. Massively, I struggled. I've never come out and really said anything about it, but it was a struggle for me, massively a struggle. Then luckily, I managed to get into the media and it kind of helped me, but not every person is fortunate enough to go down that road. And that's when you need good support and good people around you.
Yeah, did you feel at the time that, you know, you had the support, or did you even know that you were feeling this way?
No, I didn't know until probably a year later. And then I was just speaking to someone and someone's like, yo, you might have gone through a bit of depression, bro. You just didn't think about it. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. Because I just sat in the house and didn't want to do anything. So I don't think you know about these things. That's why I always say to footballers, be prepared for when it's going to finish. Make sure you've got something going on. I know Brad's clever, even though I'm older than Brad. Brad is a wise guy anyway, so he knows what he would want to do when he's finished. But not every footballer is like him. And some footballers are always think, nah, I'm going to be young for my whole life. It doesn't happen like that. It's there 1 minute, gone the next minute. And then you've got to have a plan of what you want to do when you're finished football.
But if someone said that to you as a player, like, you know, you need to plan, you say, how much?
Oh, no, they used to tell me that. I told them, be quiet. You don't know what you're talking about. I can play to whatever age I want. I used to tell them, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. So I'm not listening to you. And then, so this is why I tried to help people even more, because I didn't listen. I was one of them stubborn ones. Are you mad? I'm going to be playing football like that for years. My body will be able to handle this. Then all of a sudden, when you hit the big 3-0, you start thinking, wow, I have to train extra harder to keep up with these youngsters who are coming through. So that's why I'm trying to pull it out there to people. You got, you know what I mean? You have to keep on going and you have to listen to people. Advice is the big thing. I know people say people preach too much, but do listen. Even if you take 1 or 2 little things out of things, do listen to what people are trying to say because they're trying to help you.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. How have you found it going down the media route?
Oh, mate, it's been brilliant, to be fair. I thoroughly enjoyed it. To be fair, if you'd asked me, though, when I was playing football, would I be doing the media? I'd have laughed at you because everyone, but then people because I think who did I have help of? 2 people helped me. No, one person in particular and then another person. When I first was in Sky, Ian Wright helped me massively. He said to me, the one thing I can say to you, Claire, is be yourself. That's why people want to see you on the TV. Don't try to be someone different. Be yourself. And that's what I've tried to be. And everyone who knows me knows when I'm on the TV, I'm not trying to be anyone different. If I think even if it's my friend and he's having a bad game, I have to tell that he's having a bad game because you have to be totally honest. You can't sit on the fence. And I'm a person, if I disagree with someone else, I'll disagree with them. But I always remember doing a Sky game. And this guy's a legend. I've put pictures up of me and Thierry Henry. I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, this guy, he might know me, you're playing against me, but he ain't gonna really want to talk to me. No word of a lie. For the whole work I did at Sky, we spoke the whole time. He was unbelievable. He helped me massively, having banter. And we still speak now on the phone. Like, I'll text him, good luck in his new job and stuff in America, MLS. And he's always saying, keep up the good work, you know, keep being positive. So little things like that, when you go into the media and you meet people like that who are legends in the game, them 2 big legends in the game, and lots of people look up to. And they've helped me massively in what I'm trying to do. And it's just little things like that that I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
If you were to look at one of Brad's games, yeah, and you know Brad, and he's having an absolute mare, would you go in on him?
Well, to be fair, I wouldn't literally just go in on him. I'd wait till someone say to me, the next guy would say, so what do you think of Brad? So I'll be like, yo, but what I'd say is, I know Brad, so and knowing Brad, he's not playing right. So either he's injured or he's not feeling well. But I would, because he's your friend, you don't want to try and go in. So, all right, for another example, Patrick Van Aanholt is a good friend of mine, the Palace. But not a few weeks ago against Liverpool, and I know it's Liverpool, I said to him, I said it on the TV, and I rang him straight after and said to him, so I have to nail my friends and have a go at them. I said to him, there's no pressure on the ball. Why are you trying to squeeze up? Just stay with Salah. There's no pressure on the ball in midfield. Why are you squeezing up? So, and he didn't track Salah, and he said the ball was brilliant. The ball from Fabinho was brilliant, and it is Liverpool. But I said,
the ball over the top.
Yeah, over the top. And he's stretching like a donut and can't get on the end of it. So I just nailed him, and he said, oh, you nailed me, didn't you? And he said, yeah, but he doesn't take it to heart when I do it, because he knows I'm his friend. And the same way Brad wouldn't, if I say to Brad, you're on the edge of the box. Why are you passing? You got a rocket of a left foot. Sting that top corner. I've seen you score like many of those in your career. And then he could say, oh yeah. And I'll say, no, not oh yeah, shoot. You know what I'm trying to say? And then he'll be like, okay, cool, Clinton. It's one of those things. Because I'm doing my job at the end of the day. The same way he's trying to do the best of his job. But I wouldn't go out of my way to intentionally slag off any player. But if a player is having a bad game, you got to be honest with yourself. But I'm not going to just go out there and say, and highlight him, because that's not me.
Yeah. On that one, I know we're talking about you, Clinton, but Brad, why don't you shoot as much anymore? Is that as age?
Yeah, it's age, isn't it?
Age. I don't know.
He's become now Daps. You know what he's done? I've watched Brad now. He's just a general. I watched him a lot at Derby. I've watched him at Blackburn. So he's not making them runs anymore. He just sits there and he's popping it and spraying it. And now, and when you see his goals are like headed goals, coming in late into the box. You know what I mean? Where before, Brad just brushing someone off and smashing it stanchion, just standing there like,
he's just there. He's just there to keep it ticking.
What I will say that about Brad, I remember him training with us at Wandle Recreation Centre. He used to come down from East London with his boys and train with us at Jamie Lawrence, and you could see his ability then, man. I don't know if he might have been Northampton before he went to all the Leeds and the Norwich and that. But what I'll say to him, he's done ever so well, because the clubs he's played for and the career he's doing now to still be doing it week in, week out. And he trained with us. He was good with us. There was a lot of ballers there, and he came in and got involved, and I thought it was brilliant. Do you know what I mean? He's coming all the way from East London to come and train with us in South London, and he's done well, man. He's had a really good career. So I praise him, but that's the only praise I get him. If he has a bad game on Sky, yeah, I'm gonna
how much like I've always wondered when you guys are analysing the match.
Yeah.
Like what is the prep that you have to put in? Like you watch the match.
Fair, what you see is you'll see clips. So you'll see clips from the game, and then you'll say clip that. Like so, we were doing a game the other day, and the winger kept getting in, and the right wing back kept getting in more than the left wing back. Now the problem is the formation that the other team were playing. They changed it to a free, and they should have. And the winger is used to playing as a winger, and you know wingers don't like to defend. So when the other right wing back's taking the left wing back all the way back, but then the third centre half's watching him and not just coming out, he's standing right close as a free centre half and not coming out to help his wing back. So basically the third centre half wants the wing back to do all of his work, go back and go forward. So it's just little things like you say, and then when it's a centre forward, they'll say, oh, Clinton, you take the centre forward. I say, yeah, not a problem. And then you just try to explain it in as much detail as you possibly can, do you know what I mean? But it is difficult, because if someone misses a sitter from 3-4 yards, you got to say, how did you miss that? You know what I'm trying to say? And basically, but then I make a joke of it, but I've missed it in that situation. So it is a difficult situation. You just got to be brutally honest, you know what I mean?
Have you noticed the amount of work you've got changed in recent weeks because of Black Lives Matter and everything?
No, to be fair, my thing was picking up massively before all of the Black Lives Matter thing. Credit to to Sky and stuff, they were getting me in loads and stuff like that. Sky have been magnificent with me, brilliant. Now the BBC, I do a lot with the BBC as well. So them two, and TalkSport and stuff like that. So those three things have been using me loads anyway before that. So I know it was I always look at it as my ability that got me in there, not anything else. It was just how I am on the TV, how I am on the radio. That's got me in there. So I just believed in myself. You know what I'm trying to say?
Do you have to mix up, like, you are who you are, like everyone can see, but did you ever have to make a conscious effort to be like, you know what, let me not show too much of myself, because at the end of the day, I still need to like fit in, and you don't want them to look at you and just
no, like, oh. You know what? No, never, because I did think that at the start, but then I said, no, I need to be myself. If I'm being myself, everyone wants me where I'm going into work to be myself. I've got to be true to myself. I can only be how I want to be. When I'm on the TV, I'm on the radio and stuff like that. So I have to be myself. A prime example was a few weeks ago on TalkSport. They were doing a show. And this guy, he's talking, and we're doing it, and he's tweeting, and they're texting in and saying, why we always got to talk about racism. So I went in on him for about 15, 20 minutes, telling him why we have to speak about it. And it's like the boss of the show at TalkSport messaged me and said, unbelievable stuff, Claire, really powerful. I liked it. And that wasn't me, no one telling me what to do. That's me doing it of my own accord. Because I did say on the radio, if the bosses in here on the radio don't like what I'm saying, then take me off. Because you can't be telling me why we talk about racism. We talk about racism for a reason. So how do the people think? Why we don't ask them why we talk about racism? Ask the people that are getting racially abused how they think for many years of being racially abused. You know what I'm trying to say? So I just went in on it, and then at the end of it, he was kind of educated, the guy, a little bit, but he still didn't get why we talk about racism. So I said, if you don't get it, it's not worth me trying to educate you. You're long gone.
Yeah, I didn't know, because I saw it, but I didn't know why you were doing it. So I just thought you went there, sat down, and just thought, I'm going to have a go.
No, we were just talking about it, and someone kind of messaged in or either rang in and just said, why do we always have to keep talking about racism? Well, it's huge. We have to talk about it. Enough's enough. We have to keep voicing our opinion and trying to educate people. And that's the only thing we can do. And that's everyone together. It's everyone together. A lot of people just say it's black life. Every life matters, you know. Every life matters, and no one ain't just saying Black Lives Matter. We're all one together, and everyone's trying to come together to help everything. It's just at the moment the black people want to be on the same wavelength as white lives. So that's why they talk about. But loads of white people are involved in the movement and trying to help the black people as well. So I think it's brilliant. But there's some people that don't want to be educated, and I'm nowhere to lie. When I did that, I must have gone on my Twitter or something. Mate, I lost about 500-600 followers. I said, and I wrote and said, you know what? I don't care. Give me no followers. I'll keep talking until I can, because I'm given these platforms to be able to voice my opinion, and I'll keep voicing them.
Yeah.
Think everyone who knows you knows that you don't hold your mouth. You don't hold anything. But do you think now you're doing more radio and Sky and stuff, whereas when you was a player, you might have held your tongue a little bit more because you know it's like you can't say stuff because of more stuff. You feel now you've got that platform, so now you're going to use it you can say not what you want really, but you can voice your opinion more.
100%, brother. I agree with you, because if I should have probably spoke out more when I was playing, to be fair to you. I should have probably spoke out. I didn't. I just kept it in. I always remember playing for Ireland, going over there and being like racially abused in a game against Russia. But I reacted because the Russian fans were getting on me. So I scored and then went over to them, and they all tried to come down. But my head had gone by then. So, and then sometimes got a few letters from Irish fans to say, you're not Irish, you're this, you're black, the N-word and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, wow, so it's a bit deep over there. But most of the Irish people in Ireland were fantastic. Loved me playing for them, a black guy playing for Ireland, because they had likes of Paul McGrath, Chris Hughton, and Phil Babb and people like that. So I just knew it was probably a few keyboard warriors or a few people writing letters. But you are spot on, Brad. I should have probably before, and I've always said it, spoke more. But I just think, would I have been heard as much then? I've always asked, would I have been heard? And then you look at the people now, this is why I have to 100% praise the likes of Raheem Sterling and people like that, Marcus Rashford, because they're speaking it, and they're speaking loud, and people are listening. Like I saw a cricketer, Michael Holding, a legend of a cricketer. His talk the other day is exactly what everyone should listen to. He's taught the talk, and it touched me, to be fair. He was emotional, and that's probably people he's had it from years going back, and he's seen his mother and father and stuff struggle and stuff like that. So the more people could speak, I think bit by bit we are making little strides, little baby steps. And as we say, with our kids, Brad's kids, that's when you kids and that, it might not be sorted out in my lifetime, but I want it to be sorted out when my kids are older or my grandkids are older, so we're all equal and on the same path.
Yeah, that one you were talking about, what's his name? Is it Michael Holding? You said
Michael Holding, yeah, West Indian cricketer. It was brilliant, mate. He said everything. He should be just the speaker because he was magnificent, wasn't he?
Yeah, and the reason why I like that one, and you have to give credit where credit is due, because I think it was Sky. Sky allowed him to get it off. They allowed him to talk. They didn't cut it off or whatever.
No, he said everything, and then he got emotional as well. He was crying and had to stop it, and they came back to him. So it was good.
So that's the one that touched me, because with everything that's going on, you know, in this world, it's easy to basically get desensitized to a lot of things. Do you know what I mean? When I saw him crying, because that could be like, I'm African, innit? But I don't care if he's Jamaican or where he's from in West Indies. He could be my uncle. He could be my dad, innit? So when I see him crying or getting emotional, it's like, no, this thing, it hits deep, you know?
No, it does hit deep. That makes you hit deep, and it makes you feel like to yourself, wow, because it is strong. It's probably weren't as bad when I was playing, but years before when he's playing, it was super bad. So the struggles they had to do for us to come through is massive. So it does hit home. It hits home massively. I kind of like, right, it hit me. I tell you what, hit home. I did a commentary on the first game of Aston Villa. I was at the ground. Aston Villa, Sheffield United when football resumed, and they knelt. It was powerful because every player did it together. So you have to credit Sheffield United, credit Aston Villa, the hierarchy. It was all set up by the CEOs and that, and it was powerful. It was huge, powerful. Like, it kind of touched me, to be fair, and everyone's on the same wavelength. And in particular, Ben Mee, what an interview he was. His interview inspired me massively.
Is that the one?
Yeah, after the Man City. Yeah, Ben Mee's interview was massive, to be fair, unbelievable. If you had sat there and not known who it was, you wouldn't have believed it was Ben Mee. He could have came out and started speaking about the battering Burnley just got. Instead, he was speaking about what's important. Everyone has to move forward and try to support the Black Lives Matter. So I thought it was brilliant.
Why is it players playing at a certain, because I always say I never played to the level you guys played at, but like, why is it when, regardless of whatever it is, players don't come out and speak out as much on anything?
I don't know, it's a good point. I'm not sure why players speak out. That's why if I could give you that answer, I would give you that answer, because a lot of people do message and say, why do you players not speak up? Like, even before, when you're looking at players before, like the Ian Wrights and stuff like that, you always think to yourself, why did you not come out and speak out? So it's difficult. That's why I've said it now. 100% have to respect Raheem Sterling, because he took it on his own shoulders to say, I'm going to speak out and I'm going to start making big strides to stop this. And then everyone else is going to get involved, which everyone else is doing at the moment. Marcus Rashford, what he's done as well, with the government getting the vouchers and stuff like that. These are young people, but they're kind of like role models to me at the moment. I'm older than them because of what they're trying to do and the progression they're making. It's good there. And I think they've got this, and I think it was different back then. I think the platform now, you can come out, you can speak about it and voice your opinion a bit more. That's the only thing I could say. It was a bit different. Would you have been heard? Where now, you're definitely going to be heard.
No, you said it because, like you said, when you were growing up, when you were their age, we didn't have no social media or anything like that. So the platform that everyone's now is huge.
Yeah, Brad's right, 100%.
Did you ever come across, like, in football, because where you're from, like, even Brad will get this, because as much as, we're normal people at the end of the day, you are from where you're from. Like, in regards to where you've grown up in London and everything. Yeah. Does it ever get to the point where managers, you've got all the ability in the world, but managers just don't get you because you maybe don't fit in? Like, did you ever butt heads, not because someone's a bad person or whatever, but just because they just don't take the time to actually get to know you?
No managers ever not got to know me. Managers have not played me. Like, one manager in particular, he did not get to know me though, or stuff like that. He just didn't probably rate me as a person. And I know he didn't like how my attitude was, but that's how I was. And that was Peter Taylor. like, and he managed England and the United. I don't like him, bro. I'll be honest. I'll speak to him now, but I don't like him as a manager. He's a good coach on a training pitch, but as a manager, his coaching-wise, day-to-day coaching was good. But if you're going to say a manager, man management, where you've got to be good at man management, you've got to be able to talk to players. He can't talk to anyone, and so I don't like him. And that's the one manager out of everyone in my career I didn't like. I did when he first came in, Neil Warnock. I didn't like him, but I like Neil Warnock because he got the best out of me and knew how to manage me. But my best manager was Steve Bruce, because Brad will tell you, as he said earlier, my mouth can well off with me. So in training, I'm a nightmare. Things don't go my way. I'm going mad, kicking balls and cones, and he just said, leave him. He'll leave him for 5 minutes. He'll stop soaking and he'll come back. And Steve Bruce was the best, knew how to manage me. And then I'd come back and I'd calm down, apologize to everyone. So that's what I mean. I flip for 5 minutes and then I'm all right. And I know I've made a mistake, but when you're in the heat of that moment, of the battle, you can't help yourself. And Brad will tell you, because they're pure players who don't know me, but will speak about me now in football and go, that Clinton Morrison, he's a donut, man. He just talks. You don't know when to shut up. And then when they get to know me and they speak to me, they'll actually go, you know what? He's actually all right. You know, he's just a bit misunderstood. His mouth is big. But deep down, he's all right.
No, you're right. Because before I went to South London and started training with you, I thought that about you as well.
See what I mean? See what I mean? You would think that. You would. Everyone would.
It's so funny.
I'll say that as well. It's like, people think, oh, these London boys have got attitude, but it's man management. And you said there, Bruce, he's top class, and I know him as well. So it's about man management and doing that. Like, you can be the best coach and tactically wise, all you like in football, but it's the man management that I think is the hardest part to get.
It's so funny, because I played in some match where they got like the vets, the one with you at Palace. And remember at Palace, Soho Park,
Which one did? Go on,
the YouTube one. The YouTube one.
Oh, did you play? No, Daps did not play in the YouTube one. Well, you played for the other team.
How did I get your number?
Yes, Daps, you did play it. I'm just thinking now. I'm thinking now. Sorry. I'm just trying to think. I'm thinking, yeah, Daps trying to be step over.
He was that man. Yeah, that's what he said. And he tells me he's a player as well.
No, I couldn't believe it. Do you know what's mad? Yeah? That was the first time I kicked a ball after breaking my leg.
Hey, you know, Brad, he's about to make an excuse. You know he's going to
No, listen. So I come on the pitch, yeah? And then, so first time, broke my leg, I've come on, and my lungs just weren't there. I just don't, but it was all right. But the point I was going to make here was that you come on, I mean, you were playing in that, and it was as if you're still playing a real match. You were getting in defenders' ears, like, as if you're still playing, like.
No, but that's how I am. Even if I'm playing five-a-side now, I'll be like, yo.
Yeah, training.
It's training. Yeah, I'll be like, are you all right? Like, I just tried to smash. Oh yeah, and then if someone's having one, I'm like, yo, he's having one. He's terrible. So his first touch out, and then people are like, oh, shut up, Clinton, man. You don't know when to shut up. So I'm joking.
Do you still play those? Do you still play in those matches, like when you can?
Yeah. I like playing in the vets and the charity matches. It's good. You always want to have a kick about and stuff like that. So I said, you miss the day-to-day training, but when opportunities come to play matches, I'd never say no. I'd definitely have a kick around. But I don't like playing up front anymore, bro. I just like to sit in the midfield and pass it. Because it's all right there. Just hold him in front of the back 2 or 3 and just sit there and don't do no running.
Brad should know. Yeah, so another thing is that because of the life that football opened up, like you guys to, you've had to, a certain element of, you know, financial awareness or business awareness has to come into it. And, you know, I know me growing up, they don't teach you that, innit? So I don't know, they probably didn't teach you that. How much of it is learning on the job, and how much do you think they should be teaching people coming up, like growing up and coming into the game and everything?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think they should be, but I learned from my mum. And as I said, when I didn't have money and I got money, I was clever with it. I weren't going to just start throwing it away. and giving it away and, you know, living that lifestyle. Listen, you got to enjoy yourself because you're earning good money. You got to enjoy yourself, but you got to be sensible at the end of the day because football is a short career. It's not, people say, when I say it's a short career, people laugh and say, well, it ain't a short career because you're in it for 15, 16 years. But any normal job, you're going to 50, 60, even longer. So that's what I mean. It's a short career. And you get as much money as you can and you try to save it or you invest it. But I do believe you should get help. But you can get where you get financial advisors and agents like will come in and try and obviously help you and tell you what to do with the financial advisor. But I think the best financial advisor is your family members and your mum. You've got to have people, good people around you who tell you not to spend it and spend it on X, Y, Z. And you just got to be clever. See, Brad's probably different because you're earning really probably good money now and still playing well. How would you feel about it now? What advice would you give to someone?
I've said that to Daps yesterday. I just said I didn't go through the YT system or anything. I come into football late and everything, but no, education, they go back to when you're YT, you have to do college and stuff. And I said that they don't teach kids about mortgages or, like you say, financial stuff. And for me, I'm exactly the same as you. I had a strong family behind me. And as I said, I know where I come from. My dad's working class, all my family are working class people. So I'd never go out and, I'm earn good money, but spunk it. I've always thought about after football. Because I said to that yesterday, before I started football, I was doing an apprenticeship in carpentry. So if I didn't make it in football, I was always going to go into a trade or something like that. So I've always thought about my life after football and what I can do with my money now that's going to help me sustain my life that I want to live now after football. So I've been smart. I've invested in property and stuff like that. So but again, it comes from having a strong relationship with people behind you. I've got a good financial advisor now, but my main one was my dad, because he's a tradesman himself. He knows about the building business and stuff like that. And he just tells me bricks and mortar, you can't lose your money.
That's what I mean. That's the best. That's the best. That's educational. What he's just said, Brad just said. That's educational. Anyone listening, that is educational. What he just said is perfect. You understand? Bricks and mortar. That is the best thing to invest your money in. No, everyone's different. They might not want it, and then going out and living that lifestyle. I tell you what, I'm going to go and buy 5 Lamborghinis. Listen, buy one and then just go back, invest it in whatever you got to do. Listen, I'm not telling you because you're a young person and you're earning big money. Go and enjoy it because you've worked hard to get there. But also think about when football's finished and just put some aside so you can have a good life when it's finished.
Yeah, 100%. And that is a great way to end. And what I would say, though, as well, Clint, is that for me personally, I love seeing you on TV. Do you get what I'm saying? Because no matter what they say, no matter what you achieve in life, like in regards to me, what representation matters, and you represent. You're very, very good. Because even sometimes where they put like black men on TV, it's not black men that I really relate to at times. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's so good to see you out there doing your thing, man, and long may.
You know what it is? What it is, Daps? It's just. And Brad will tell you, Brad probably knows me a bit better than probably what you do, but we're going to be friends now for sure, and we'll get to know each other more. I'm being myself, bro. That's all I can be. I can only be true to myself. If I'm going, I've said it numerous times today, if I go onto TV and don't be myself, my friends would say, that's not you, and my mum would be really disappointed in me. Listen, I have to go on there and be respectful and well-mannered, and that's what I do. When I go into any work that I do, I shake everyone's hands. Whoever it may be, I'll shake your hand and go along everyone. Whether you're the cleaner when I'm going into the place, or whether you're the floor manager, or whether you're the runner, I'll shake your hand and say hello and morning and evening to everyone, because that's how I've been raised to be. So I think a lot of people respect me because I'm not big time, bro. I'm not big time. Listen, when I was younger, I probably would have had a little chip on my shoulder where I thought, but I think anyone will tell you, once you get older and you have kids, you change. And I changed and looked at myself and said, I have to start showing people more respect. So now I'm so respectful to anything. And I'm honored to do what I'm doing. That's what I said. I have to thank everyone who's got me to this situation in my life and the people that employ me. And I'm so happy. And long may it continue, mate, because it's like football. It can be a short one, but I'm going to try and make it a long one. I'm enjoying it. But the chat today was brilliant. I enjoy doing stuff like this podcast. And it was good. You know why it's good? Because I can open up and be myself. I've told you some things that probably some of my close friends don't, but they can listen to it. But I want to help the young people of today and show them the good things that you can achieve in life with hard work.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit out all the important stuff and just leave stuff to make headlines anyway. So.
Like the Joker, headlines. I don't care.
Nah.
I'm doing this. Next time I play on Sky, I'm getting MOM.
Yeah, all the time, bro. MOM, bro. Yeah, MOM every time, bro.
Nah, love that. But yes, love for doing this. And guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing. Let me know. Let Brad know. Brad uses his Twitter now. He didn't use his Twitter before. He's big time. So he uses his Twitter now. So get at him.
He uses his Instagram as well. His Instagram is live. So that's good. That's good. Yeah.
So he's getting there, man. So just get at us, and Clint, we're gonna put all these details in the bio as well. So until the next time, guys, we're out. Let me just stop this.